Welcome to Real Talk, Real Women. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and today we have not one but two special guests on the show. They are registered dietitians, personal trainers, weight loss authors, media go-tos, nutrition experts, and as you might have guessed, twins. Meet Tammy Lakatos Shams and Lyssie Lakatos, also known as the nutrition twins. Welcome, Tammy and Lyssie. How are you?
Great. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us, Miriam. We're great.
You're most welcome. You have over 15 years of experience and have helped thousands of clients. But how did it all start?
Great question.
Yeah.
I want to start you.
Well, I'm 17 minutes older, so pretty much I knew what I wanted to do all along, and I said, I'm doing it. Are you in? Are you out? And she does whatever I do, so she did it.
That's not necessarily true, but we were always really active and really athletic. We grew up playing soccer really competitively. We always wanted to know what could make us run faster, what would give us that extra edge. So we were really into nutrition, and we started to realize at an early age that what we ate really affected how we played. And so kind of we got started that way, just because we really had that natural interest in what we ate and how it affected performance.
Amazing. And on your website, you state that you want to empower people to take charge of their health and make changes that last a lifetime. What is the first thing someone needs to realize before they can take charge of their health?
Well, I think there's many steps in terms of when people realize that they're ready to make a change, but they have to be committed to make a change, but they also have to realize that it's not an overnight process. Like one day you're not one way and the next day you totally change everything. It's a normal, natural progression, and that little steps make a really, really big difference. And that's really rewarding, and it's also what people really like to be able to see. They can see that when they make a small little change, it really makes a difference, and that's how you get it to last for a lifetime when you're not changing everything overnight. Because when you change everything overnight, it's not realistic. It can last a very short time, but making small, realistic changes are really what's really important.
And it really encourages people too. They when they make a small change and they see that even a little change in their body or the way they feel, it's really encouraging for people.
I agree. And I've discussed this with many of my guests, but I would love to hear your take on this. A lot of people see a diet as something they do for 8 weeks or 12 weeks. But as you state, these changes are supposed to be made to last a lifetime. How can someone go from doing a diet to living a healthy lifestyle?
And that's a great question. And that kind of feeds right into what we were saying before. It's doing things gradually. What we found with our clients is when someone's come to us and they were eating one way, say completely unhealthily and a very high fat diet and a lot of calories, and they weren't happy with where they were in their life, and then they made a doing. Often they come to us because it's too hard for them to make that change overnight, and then they go back into their old patterns, and they feel like they've given up on themselves, and they feel really, really discouraged. And that's kind of where we come in and we say, it is these small little changes that you can make one thing at a time, keep building on what you're doing right. And that really encourages people, leads them in the right direction, and really inspires them. And that's what we kind of encourage them to do as well, because it's these little lifestyle changes that over time, you gradually make these changes, and that's what lasts a lifetime.
And so when people try the diets that are really just hardcore, it's really disappointing for everyone. At first, it might feel great because they start to see results, but people tend to be really hard on themselves if they can't meet all of the strict things that are in the diet. And it's very unfortunate, because then you start to feel like, okay, well, I didn't eat perfectly. And by the way, there's no such thing as eating perfectly, but they feel they didn't eat perfectly, so then they throw in the towel and give up completely. And anything that you do for a lifetime, there's no such thing as perfect. It's all about making progress, and sometimes you're going to wander off track, but you're just going to wander right back on. And so there's room when you're eating a healthy life, when you're having a healthy lifestyle, there's room for treats and indulgences, and it's all part of the whole balance.
Great.
And that's what make it last a lifetime as well. When you do allow these little treats, and you allow yourself not to feel restricted and deprived, and to eat healthfully most of the time, but then you're allowed to do things. You can have those French fries on occasion. If you're going to deprive yourself all the time, that always sets you up for failure.
And you've written 2 books, and there is another one in the works, in Fire Up Your Metabolism. You do what you call twin trials. I love that, very unique. Can you give a few examples of how that worked and what you've learned?
Sure. Well, in our first book called Fire Up Your Metabolism, we already knew what the science proved, but being identical twins, we wanted to put the science into a test of our own, where one of us would be the control for the study and one of us would be the guinea pig. And so we ran certain trials for about 6 weeks to 2 months, where one of us would be the guinea pig and kind of say our goal was, say for one thing, was to sleep 8 hours a night. So one of us would sleep 8 hours a night, and then the guinea pig would be very sleep deprived and not happy and grumpy. And then we saw the effects on how it affected our weight and our metabolism and the way that our body was able to build lean muscle mass and our exercise. And so that was one example of a twin trial that we did. Another example was one of our theories, or one of this behind, I shouldn't say theories because it's proven, but the science behind it is, bless you, is skipping breakfast. And so one of us ate our regular breakfast every morning, whereas the other one had to skip breakfast every morning and then relate the experiences back. What would happen? Would we be hungrier by the time lunch came around? Would it cause a weight gain or weight loss at the end of 2 months? And so all of these things played a role. Then we also did, go ahead.
But I was going to say the reason that we did this, with being identical twins, we tend to like the same foods. We have very similar lifestyles. We live in a certain way that's very similar. So what we found is we wanted to test the science on ourselves. So basically, since we're two people that normally do the exact, very similar thing, we figure, okay, now let's test what the science says. One of us will keep doing the same thing that we always do, and the other, which is what the science says is healthy or good for you, and the other one, for that one, we're going to keep everything else in the diet and the lifestyle to change, but we're going to change that one thing and see how it affects us compared to the control twin who's doing everything that we normally do. And then we're taking the science and we're testing it a little bit on ourselves. So after we did that, we didn't want to do it anymore.
I have to say, though, I got the unlucky end of the stick. Not only was I about to get married, but we did this all by coin tosses. And so whoever lost the coin toss would have to then be the guinea pig or do the bad thing like skipping breakfast or not sleeping enough or skipping out on the protein or overdoing the carbs or whatever it may be. And right before my wedding, I kept losing the coin tosses. And
that was very nice. I donated my body for the cause of science.
One time. I won out of the 9 trials. She did this. One.
Yeah, well, she kept losing the coin toss, but I at least did do it once.
Wow, great insight. You got a new book coming out next year. Is there anything you can share around what it will be about, or is that all still top secret?
No, absolutely. We can share. Can we? Oh, I think we can. It's coming out. I mean, it should be available on Amazon fairly soon, so I think so.
Okay.
I think it's called The Nutrition Twins Veggie Cure, Expert Advice and Tantalizing Recipes for Health, Energy, and Beauty. And the whole gist of it is we're trying to encourage people to eat more vegetables. We are bombarded by the research that shows us that the more vegetables you eat, the healthier you are, the more diseases you fight, the better your skin is, the prettier your hair is, the more energy you have, the better your mood. And what this
everyone else seems to hear that, but they don't, and everyone wants to eat more vegetables, but if you were to ask people one thing they feel like they don't do enough or they don't meet the goals, the one thing that everyone says is that they don't eat enough vegetables. And it's not necessarily that they don't like vegetables, sometimes it is, but everyone says that's the one recommendation they know that they don't meet. So we wanted to help people to do that.
And what this book shows is that whatever you want to do, say you want better skin, or you want to improve your mood, or you want to beat the bloat, or you want to lose weight, we pinpoint the specific vegetables that are the best for you. We explain why, and then we give corresponding recipes. And we do have over 100 recipes in that book, so there's a lot in there to choose from.
Wow, great. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
You also write and speak a lot about energy and getting your energy on. A lot of people are hooked up on caffeine and energy drinks. I don't ever drink them because I will end up bouncing around until 6 a.m. even if I take just a sip. But I do, but I do recognize the trend. Do you feel people have come to rely on artificial means of energy, and why?
You know, I think you're probably doing a lot of things that are really healthy and that are giving you energy, but a lot of people are not. A lot of people are choosing foods that might cause them to have to digest the food for a long time, so a lot of the blood and oxygen stays in their stomach, leaving their brain and their muscles with no fuel, or people aren't sleeping enough, or they're relying on those quick fixes like caffeine, and when they rely on that, sometimes they get a quick pick-me-up, and then they crash, or they're going to sugar, and that's giving them for quick pick-me-up, and that's causing them to crash. So there's really a lot of things that could be causing it. We like to just focus more on things little steps that people can do to boost their energy naturally.
Great.
It's all really about eating the right foods, drinking enough water, not just having carbohydrates, even if it's fruit or whole grain. It's combining it with that little bit of protein to help to sustain you, to give you that long-lived energy so you don't come crashing down. It's about healthy lifestyle steps, and also not just relying on all the fake fixes like the caffeine or the Red Bull or anything like that. It's about really getting the real fuel in that's going to fuel your muscles, fuel your brain, and really keep you feeling good.
And also exercising, because when you move your body, you get blood flowing throughout your body, and sometimes when you're tired, it feels like it might be the hardest thing to start exercising, but once you get moving and the blood's flowing, it wakes you up. So it's one of the best energizers that there are.
I totally agree on that. As a better alternative, you teach people how to get their energy on the natural way, without chemicals or powders. If both of you could only give one tip each to get more natural lasting energy, what would they be?
Ooh, great question.
Okay, but now you're like, oh, you stole it. Mine is eat more vegetables.
Oh, no, that wasn't going to be mine. I actually had two, and since you already said exercise, I'm not going to go with that. But I am going to go with have the combination of the healthy, wholesome carbohydrate combined with the protein. So it's never having that carbohydrate on its own or the protein on its own. You need the carbohydrate for your fuel and the protein to slow digestion. So that means have that apple for the carbohydrates, and it's the energy revving time because it comes packed with fiber, combined with, say, that peanut butter for a protein to slow that digestion. So always mixing the two.
And I like that. And I just want to say why I picked vegetables in mine. So now it probably sounds a little bit crazy, but because that one is a very important one. But the reason why I say vegetables is because most people overeat or they're tired because they're choosing heavy foods, they're choosing the wrong foods. And the thing about vegetables is they give you water, so they're hydrating you. And a lot of people are feeling tired because they're dehydrated. So the vegetables are giving you water, and they're giving you all of these nutrients and antioxidants that help to keep you healthy. So you prevent disease and you feel healthier, and that helps you feel more energetic when you're healthier. And plus, if you fill your plate with vegetables, you're eating less of the heavy food that weighs you down and makes you feel sluggish. So I think we picked two good ones.
I think so.
Great. So Tammy, you're actually a mother of twins yourself. How has being a mother changed your outlook on health and nutrition?
You know what? I have to say it probably has not changed it so much because I've always been really into health and always into nutrition. But now, I guess because I put their needs before mine, I think that maybe I'm ultra focused on them. And I am still focused, of course, on my own health, but taking the shift away from yourself, I think it just slightly changes things. But I wouldn't say so much has changed in my mind because nutrition and health have always been on the forefront, whether it's for me or for them.
But I think she's learned firsthand what it's like to have a kid that has an easy palate and a picky kid, and how to deal with a picky kid. Based on what we've already known from research and everything, but just to witness it firsthand, I would say that's probably been interesting for you.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely true. I do. My twins, one is a picky one and one's easy, breezy, lemon squeezy. And it really is interesting to see that, especially with twins, whereas I think for us, we always had the same palate. So it's definitely a learning experience and really educational and fun.
That's great. So, you have over 4 million followers on Pinterest and were named as one of the top 20 nutritionists to follow on Twitter by the Huffington Post. How important is social media and the web when it comes to your mission to make the world healthier?
Well, the really awesome thing about social media is it opens up, it exposes you to so many more people. And for us, that's really our goal. We want to be able to inspire or touch as many people as we possibly can, or just help someone improve their health. And even if we touch one person that we wouldn't have gotten to before, for us, that's amazing. So for us, social media has been really big and really helpful and really inspiring and empowering to be able to have an outlet.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you, that's so sweet.
I know you also volunteer your expertise at the Khalladi Foundation. Can you talk a little bit about the work you are doing and why it matters to you?
Sure. Well, the Khalladi Foundation is really helping people with adoption and really helping the moms who need help or helping kids who might have starved their whole lives. So really, we just feel like people have given a lot to us and we just want to give back. So it's a great cause, and anytime that we're able to lend a hand in any way, we're happy to.
Right. These are people, that whether they're adopting someone or it's such a amazing organization. So really, it's like you have the moms that need help with their nutrition, you have the kids, you have new moms, you have the moms that are pregnant, plus you have the new moms that are getting a kid they didn't have themselves, but they suddenly have to learn how to take care of the health and nutrition of another child. It's a lot. There's a lot to be learned for people for the first time. So any way that, as Tammy said, any way that we can help is great. We just love giving back to the community in any way that we can.
I love it.
Thank you.
And now, what are some of the things you would like to accomplish in the coming years?
Great question. Well, we just really, for us, to help as many people as we can. If anyone needs help, like we said, if it's just one person out there who we can help in some way, that would be a great goal of ours, to help as many people as we can.
And encourage people. I think so many people they don't hear good messages, and they do have that diet mentality where it's all or none, and people are really hard on themselves when they don't eat perfectly, and it makes us sad because there's no such thing as perfect, and we always say it, but you just want to try to be healthy and just be the best that you can. And if we can help people, to let people know what that's all about and help them in that path, then that's a win for us. So the more, as Tammy said, the more people we can help to do that, the better. And that sounded really Pollyanna, but it's true.
Wonderful. Where can people go to connect with you online?
They can go to our website, nutritiontwins.com, or they can follow us on Facebook at The Nutrition Twins, Twitter, Nutrition Twins, and then Pinterest, The Nutrition Twins.
Okay, great. And I will make sure to put all the links below this video.
Thank you. Thanks so much for thinking of us.
Yeah,
you're most welcome. Is there anything else you would like to talk about today that you feel we've missed?
We just want to say thank you to you. You're amazing. We think what you're doing is incredible.
I've watched your other interviews that are fantastic.
Thank you so much, Tammy and Lyssie. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
It was our pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. And thank you so much for watching. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and I will see you on the next episode of Real Talk, Real Women.